Welcome to another What Is It Wednesday video. Tucked away in the mountains of West Virginia is a place known as Beartown State Park. It has towering formations, winding passageways, and hidden corners. This place is going to be something that you have to see to believe. If you want to check it out and learn more, all you need to do is come along with me for my latest What Is It Wednesday video. So joining me today is Dan behind me. Matt's right there. He's gonna be doing some photography. I'm gonna be doing not only some handheld shots with you guys, but I'm gonna get some B-roll with my 360 X5. And we're entering kind of the beginning of why we're here, which is gonna be more like a boardwalk system. It's gonna take us through some gorgeous scenery. And as we are gonna learn some details along the way about formations, the way this place was formed, and basically sites that looks like it's from another planet. So I'm excited for this. I've been wanting to come here since last year, but timing and weather didn't cooperate. So I told Matt and Dan, like, if we're coming down again, we have to check this out. So glad to be here and to be able to share it with all of you. Oh, this is nature's carpet overload.
Yeah, it's like a natural, it's like ravine here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. It goes right through here. Now, from what I understood, you're not allowed to kind of veer off course. You have to stay on the boardwalk just to keep it protected. But looks like an area I would absolutely love to explore. Look at that hole right there.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, this drops down pretty deep here. At least compared to where we are. The very bottom down there, it's probably 15, 20 feet. It's all neat geological formations. Yeah. And this boardwalk system, they did a hell of a job with it. Look at it. It's all winding through.
Could you imagine trying to walk through here without this?
Yeah. One wrong step, you're done. There's a real standout. Tiny northern plant thrives in the wet, cool moss at Beartown, Canada Mayflower. Wow. I am loving this already. We're only here for 5 minutes. Oh, I so wish you could go down there, but I understand why. But there is like crevices and crawl spaces and caverns and cubby holes and everything else. But I absolutely love that they have this boardwalk here. Yeah, we're pretty high up. I mean, there's even some underground, looks like little rooms. It says Beartown State Park is an area of massive fragmented boulders, nearly vertical cliffs and deep crevasses that seem to capture the attention and imagination of its visitors. Many similar natural displays exist throughout the Appalachians, but few seem to be as alluring as Beartown. Hidden within the rocks is the beginning of a story that really has no ending. The formation of rocks and their gradual destruction by the forces of nature, only to be incorporated into new rocks later. Pretty safe to say that I think Matt and Dan enjoys this place.
Oh, yeah. So.
If I wasn't making a video too, I'd be out here with my Nikon. I'd take hundreds of photos. It's so quiet and peaceful too. All you hear is birds chirping, and that's pretty much it. Even right here, I'll show you guys too, some of the formations, like the rock is like really white with green moss on it, and it goes straight through to the other side. Everywhere you look, there's just formations, crevasses, and loads of nature's carpet. There's even trees growing right on top of the rock formations. As I've said, nature finds a way. Plenty of moisture here too with all the shade. That's why everything's covered in moss and it's really damp. Look at the size of this compared to us. I mean, Dan's taller than me and this dwarfs us. They even like notched out the boardwalk railings around the trees. and you're up close and personal, you could just literally touch the rocks. So what are your first impressions so far?
Love it. I saw some, like I told you this morning, I saw some videos of it on TikTok, but it's just that, you know, you got to see stuff like this in person, you know, to really appreciate what it looks like. But I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
Yeah, we don't have this in Pennsylvania.
No, this is really something else.
What do you think, Dan?
Looks and smells good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say it looks and smells good?
Smells good, yeah.
I want to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah, it's definitely
Dan spotted a friend right here.
slow.
It's like a little millipede, I guess.
I think that's what it is.
This reads Droop Sandstone, hard as a rock. The Droop is a fine to medium grained, thick bedded sandstone composed principally of quartz minerals, minor quantities of rock grains, and clay minerals including mica cemented in a matrix of quartz cement. Small crystals of quartz and mica in the rocks are visible to the naked eye. As you proceed along the boardwalk, stop and look closely at the rocks. See if you can spot these micro components. So we're coming to one of the highlights that we've seen in pictures and a couple videos. Matt's gonna walk ahead and give you a sense of scale. And Matt, what are you, 6'3"? 6'2"? Yeah, that looks quite impressive. These craters are pretty neat though. I don't know what formed them, but that literally looks like another planet right there. Or like craters on the moon. I know detail is probably hard to pick up with this camera, but yeah, look at this one even. Wow, that's a deep one right there. I don't know if water did that or what, but they're pretty fascinating. It says the pits right here. One of the most interesting features of Beartown is the pitted surface on the rock's faces. The pits were formed, either by non-cementation of the sand grains or by leaching of cementing materials by waters percolating along joints and bedding planes and in the porous sandstone. Residue of the pits in the form of piles of clean white sand can be seen at the base of sheer cliffs. The concave features may be a few inches across or large enough for a person to climb into and sit down. Okay, that answers our question. These are fascinating. You can see where Dan's standing there too, how big it is compared to him as well. Like I said, video and pictures don't do it justice, but doing the best we can to show it to you. get you some B-roll footage of it with my X5. There's a crater there that has water in it, formed like a little pot or a bucket. And then all around you is just rock features, every direction, all different sizes. I'm in love with this place. Jeez, the views here. Look at that. It's like a cave opening right there almost. Makes you wonder how deep that goes. Unfortunately, my pole's not long enough. That's what she said.
Not that.
Down here it says a forest survivor. More than a century ago, the American chestnut dominated the eastern United States. It's widely used in log cabins, furniture, flooring, railroad ties, and as once the blight came, it turned this tree into a shrub. Like an inland sea, have you seen horizontal rock strata within the drooped sandstone? Take a look, peek inside a sandstone pit to see what's left behind. Sediment was deposited along the shore of an ancient sea. This process, known as lithification, created pressure, squeezing water from the sand grains to gradually become solid rock. I like that they have these little info boards along the way. Helps you learn what you're looking at least. I don't know why, I'm just fascinated by these formations though.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look though, it's like they're all different shapes and sizes. And right where Matt is, look at the greenery. Wow. See, I'm not the only one that admires nature's carpet. Everywhere you look, there's just something to see. Look at the mushroom right there too. This definitely could have been a 360 footage, 360 video, where you guys manipulated the view, but didn't think about it until partway through. That's okay though. Looks like we're gonna be rising in elevation. My goodness. Oh my God. Wow. Check out these formations though. So that's looking where we just came from. You can see how nestled down it is between the rocks. And now we're standing on a platform. And once you turn in this direction, the landscape changes drastically. Much less rocks, a lot more trees, a lot more spread out. And Dan also noticed too that right here where we are, this is handicap access for wheelchairs. So there's the parking lot area over there. So you can bring someone on a wheelchair, at least give you a glimpse of this park. Obviously you can't go all the way through, but you can come to this platform and down here, which is great. So basically anyone and everyone can at least get a glimpse of what Beartown State Park has to offer. But I'm excited to come down here, not only where they are, but up on top, because we're gonna look through a crevasse that looks pretty impressive. But right down here, oh, I can even feel cold air. Wow. Holy cow. And we're gonna be able to see that from the top as well. But that, it's like a hamburger bun down there. That's deep and long. And I can feel a nice cool breeze coming through here. It's like a wind tunnel. You can see the ferns blowing in the wind. This is an incredible spot here, without a doubt. Rock cap fern. This bright green, thick textured fern caps many rocks in Beartown. Sometimes found on tree trunks or tenuously growing on the sides of rocks. Requires moist soils, rich in humus, but poor in nutrients. I said humans. A woolly bully, hemlock woolly, how do you say that? Alogid? Feeds on hemlock sap, causing the needles to fall. First found in West Virginia in 1992. Now affects much of the state. As the trees die, the habitat changes, allowing new species of undergrowth to take over. There's another dark hole down there. It's like a caver's dream here. A lot of them you can't even see light at the other end. Crossbeds, the nearly horizontal level of rock strata within the droop sandstone, is a primary feature related to the load and velocities of water during deposition and rock making lithification. The ripple-like local angular cross beds in the different rock strata were caused by current action when the rock-forming material is deposited along the shore of an ancient sea. Slipping away, the droop sandstone tends to break up in more or less regular patterns. Subsequent to the formation of the droop, nearly vertical planes of weakness called joints developed in the strata. Fissures of varying width developed along joints. As the less resistant blocks eroded downslope, the joint blocks of the droop begin working in the same direction. As you continue on the boardwalk, you will see several joint blocks that have broken loose from the main rock area. Joint blocks are more fragmented and further apart down the slope. Not only beautiful and amazing, but historical as well. I mean, just to think that this was a sea at one time, that water was where we are. Hard to imagine it today, but history proves otherwise. Lightning strikes twice. A venerable old hemlock was apparently struck by lightning on 2 different occasions. Even though the top of the tree was broken off and the trunk was split to the ground, the tree still lived for many years. Winter snows finally broke it down, beginning the slow process of decay, which will recycle its nutrients into the soil. And I believe it's probably that tree right there. If not, it's a good representation of it. It's hard to come through on camera, but how far that drops down from here is quite impressive and kind of daunting. Like we've been saying off camera multiple times, like if this boardwalk wasn't here and you're just exploring randomly, one wrong step off a piece of moss or a slippery rock could be your final one. And some of the holes and crevasses, you could just get wedged down there and not be able to escape on your own. And Matt said that's his worst fear, is ever like getting into a confined, tight space that you can't get out of. And that's very real here if you weren't following the boardwalk. So the boardwalk is definitely a lifesaver for those who want to explore this area safely. After what seemed like an endless adventure and journey, we are back to where we started. This was an incredible location. Definitely what I feel is a hidden gem in the mountains of West Virginia. Not heavily known from what I could tell. And Matt, what's the road? Is it 220?
219.
219. There are signs off 219, which takes you from Marlinton. It's about a 30-minute drive from there, and highly, highly recommended. Whether you're someone who has great capabilities of walking, climbing stairs, or limited mobility in a wheelchair, both types of individuals can come here. And I know I was probably saying the same thing over and over, but I was just like, every twist and turn that we went through, I'm like, wow, holy cow, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And a lot of the questions I had got answered by those little information boards. So highly educational, fascinating, what I feel is almost like a one-of-a-kind location. Even harder to imagine, like I said, that this was underwater at one time. Matt did capture a lot of photos, so most likely I'll get a couple off of him. I'll share them at the end. Even though I don't typically do a photo montage, I will share just a couple quick photos at the end. And I know this is probably a lengthier What Is It Wednesday video. I try to keep them under 20 minutes long, but this location was too good not to share in one entirety. I didn't show you each and every section of this place. I want people to come here and explore it for themselves, but it's longer than you think. And it is really worth coming here, checking it out, taking pictures, taking video, even just seeing it with your own two eyes. If you are in the West Virginia area of Marlinton or anywhere passing along 219, make a plan to stop here, check it out. Hope you enjoyed the views I was able to give you with that camera and my X5. It definitely came in handy with the 10-foot pole, being able to get to some rather remote areas. And although I'd love to explore off the beaten path, off the boardwalk, it's nice that you can't. It's being protected. It's not being ruined by people. It's not tagged up. There's no graffiti, no trash, no nothing. It is a really wonderful, beautiful, natural area. And I'm glad I was able to finally come here and to share it with all of you. So take care. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.